If you contributed to your TFSA in 2026 based on a number you saw on the CRA My Account under the TFSA section, there is a real chance you have likely over-contributed and you have no idea. And here's a part that should concern you. The CRA isn't going to call you. They're not going to send you a warning. The penalty starts accumulating silently. It's 1% per month on whatever amount you're over. And you won't find out months later until you get a letter in the mail with a number for a penalty much larger than you were expecting. I'm Danish, I'm a CPA, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how you can find out if you have over-contributed and show you exactly how to calculate what you owe, and most importantly, how to ask the CRA for penalty relief so you don't pay $1 more than you have to. And if you think you're immune to this, the CRA assessed over $166 million in TFSA penalties in a single year. That's 133,000 Canadians getting caught, with the average person getting slapped with a $1,250 bill. Let me show you exactly how this happens, because most people don't even know that they have done anything wrong in the first place until it's too late and they get slapped with a huge bill. There are 3 ways Canadians over-contribute to the TFSA, and all 3 happen without any obvious warning sign. The first is trusting the number you see on the My CRA account under the TFSA section without cross-referencing. As I covered in my last video, that CRA's number is always months behind. If you contributed in January based on the number you saw on the CRA My Account in December, you have already over-contributed without even knowing about it. The second is a re-contribution trap. You take the money out of your TFSA in 2026 thinking you can re-contribute that money back in 2026 whenever you want, but you can't. That room doesn't actually come back for a re-contribution until the following January. If you re-contribute in the same year without having additional contribution room to absorb that re-contribution, you're already over. The third is multiple TFSA accounts. Your bank doesn't know how much you've put into your TFSA in Wealthsimple. Wealthsimple doesn't know what you've contributed to your TFSA in Questrade. Questrade doesn't know how much you've contributed in your TFSA at your bank. They're all working in silos. It's the CRA who's consolidating that information and putting it together. And besides the CRA, you should also be the one tracking every single contribution you're making to your TFSA across every single institution meticulously. Because if you're not, it's so easy to go over without even realizing it. Now I'm going to show you what the CRA actually does when they catch it, and I promise you, it gets very expensive very, very fast. When the CRA identifies an over-contribution, the penalty is 1% per month on the highest excess amount in that month. Not 1% once, but 1% every single month your over-contribution sits in the account. Let me show you exactly what this looks like. Say you've over-contributed $8,000 in February of 2026, and you don't find out until the CRA sends you a letter in the mail by October of 2026. That's 8 months that have gone by since you've made the contribution. 1% of $8,000 is $80 per month. If that $8,000 sits there for 8 months, that's $640 in penalties, plus interest. And here's what makes it worse. The salt in the wound. Let's say while you've had that over-contribution in your account, the stock market drops. The CRA doesn't care about that. The fact is that you end up over-contributing. The penalty is on the over-contribution amount, regardless whatever happens to that money when it's inside your account. So what do you do if you are in this situation right now? Well, you're going to do 3 steps. Here they are. Step number 1, withdraw that excess amount immediately. The penalty accumulates monthly on the highest excess amount. Every month you leave that over contribution sitting in your TFSA account is another month of penalty. The moment you find out you've over contributed, withdraw that excess amount the same day, immediately if possible, because that's what's going to stop the penalty from accumulating further. Step number 2, calculate exactly how much you're over. You need to know precisely the over contribution amount and how many months exactly that over contribution sat on the account. Go through every single contribution you've made this year across every single institution and map that against your real available contribution room. And if you want to skip the math because you're worried you'll make a mistake or you'll skip something, then I'll leave a link in the description down below to my TFSA calculator, which does the math for you automatically. Step 3, file an RC243. This is a CRA form for reporting TFSA excess amounts, accompanied by Schedule A. You file it to report the overcontribution, calculate your tax owing, and pay the penalty. And most Canadians have actually never heard of this form because it's so obscure, because one, they don't even know that they have overcontributed. So it makes sense. If you don't know you've overcontributed, you don't even know if there's a solution. So that's this form. And filling this form out promptly demonstrates good faith to the CRA, which matters significantly in the next step. Filling the form out and paying the penalty is not necessarily the end of the story here. There's one more step that most people don't even know about, and that can save you real dollars. The CRA also has a formal penalty relief process. If you have overcontributed due to a reasonable error, and most people do, because we're human and the TFSA rules can be confusing at times, especially like the recontribution rule, you can write to the CRA and request that they waive or at least reduce the penalty. This is done through the RC4288 taxpayer relief request. You write a letter explaining the circumstances, demonstrate that you acted in good faith, and you withdrew the excess amount as soon as you find out that you went over the limit and that error was not intentional. Super important to keep this in mind. The CRA does not grant relief automatically, but they do grant it for those who've made overcontributions and acted in good faith. The key is filing these documents promptly, withdrawing the excess amount immediately, and making a clear written case of them. Here's what I want you to do as soon as you finish watching this video. You're going to add up every single TFSA contribution you've made this year across every single institution you've made the contribution and add those numbers up. You're going to compare that number to the real contribution available based on the CRA account, adjusted for anything they have not processed yet. And once you do the math and you find out you're over, you're going to withdraw this amount right now. Pause this video, go over to your TFSA and start withdrawing. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Every single month you wait could be another $80, $100, $200 based on whatever you've overcontributed. It's money that's better off in your pocket than up to the CRA. And if you want my TFSA calculator to do this for you automatically, again, the link is in the description down below. And drop me a comment. Did you actually know about this RC243 form before you watch this video? Because my money is most of you didn't know this form even existed. Most of you probably didn't even realize that what the penalty is for overcontributing. And if you ever received that CRA penalty letter, drop a comment down below. Let me know how you went about it. Let others benefit from your experience. And that's how TFSA overcontributions happen, what the CRA does, how they calculate the penalty, and how you fix the problem, including how to ask for penalty relief from the CRA. And if this video helped you, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, because it lets me know what type of content to make next and how I can help you. Because next time I'm covering TFSA withdrawals, it's the rule most Canadians get wrong and end up paying for. That video could save you from making the same exact mistake all over again next year. I'm Danish, I'm a CPA, and I'll talk to you in the next one.